everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Nuzhat Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions along with their explanations and interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today Android application. So in this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 9th and 10th of January 2022. Starting with very first question, Blue Book, which was seen in the news recently, is the manual of which armed force or group? So Blue Book is the name of the manual of the Special Protection Group, which exclusively protects India's Prime Minister. So as we have seen that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi spent nearly 20 minutes on a Punjab highway blocked by protesting farmers in a security breach. And usually the Prime Minister's plan is shared with the state's top leadership, including the Chief Minister, Home Minister and the Police Chief. So the Special Protection Group coordinates with the state police and other officers for a security plan. Okay. Now apart from it, Seema Bhavani is the all-women biker team of the Border Security Force, and the team will showcase their talent on the Republic Day. So over 100 female troops from different ranks are taking part in this event, and Seema Bhavani team was formed in the year 2016 and they participated in the Republic Day parade in the year 2018 for the very first time. Okay. So you can be asked that Seema Bhavani is the name of which team of Border Security Force? Answer would be all women biker team. Okay. Now apart from it, 14 Corps or Fire and Fury Corps is a corps of the Indian Army, and it is a part of the Army's Northern Command based at Udhampur. So why it is in news? Because Lieutenant General P.G.K. Menon handed over the command of 14th Fire and Fury Corps to Lieutenant General Anindya Sen Gupta, who was basically part of the last round of Corps Commander level talks with China in the month of October. Okay. Now apart from it, Indian Army has set up a quantum computing laboratory and a center for artificial intelligence at Military College of Telecommunication Engineering in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So basically the center will carry out research in developing transformative technologies to be used by the armed forces. So it has been established by the Indian Army with support from NSC Secretariat. Okay. You have to tell me which country has recently endorsed the country's first ever National Security Plan, which emphasized that economic progress should be at the center of national security. Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 2. Nandur Madhmeshwar Bird Sanctuary is situated in which state or union territory? So this sanctuary is wetland situated in Nipshad in Maharashtra's Nashik. And with the beginning of winter, a large number of migratory birds have flocked to the bird sanctuary. And as per the Forest Department, more than 30,000 birds including flamingos, cranes, golden flowers, blue chicks and many others have come to the place, and birds from Siberia, Europe migrate here to escape the harsh winter conditions. So that's why this bird sanctuary is in news these days. Okay. Now apart from it, Union Ministry for Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the latest amendments to the Environment Protection Act. And as per the notification, all coal and lignite based thermal power plants should utilize 100% fly ash in an environmental friendly manner for making construction sector products. And this aims to decrease the requirement of land for disposing of the fly ash in the ash ponds. Fine. Now also we have seen that after the recommendations by the 3-member committee, the center has decided to continue with the existing annual income limit of 8 lakh rupees for the identification of economically weaker section. So basically, Supreme Court has raised doubts over the 10%
quota while dealing with the NEET PG admissions, and the center set up the committee to revisit the income limit of EWS quota, and this committee comprised former Union Finance Secretary Ajay Bhushan Pandey also. Okay. Now talking about Mumbai, do remember that a Mumbai-based NGO named as Pratham has been awarded the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize of 2021. Can you tell me who is the chairman of the Pratham organization? Question number 3. Which state or union territory is set to host the 25th National Youth Festival in 2022? So the union territory Puducherry is making arrangements to host the 25th National Youth Festival on 12th of January. And this day marks the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand, and over 7,000 youth from across the country will take part in the events held in association with the Union Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Also do remember that the minister also unveiled the festival logo and mascot, Saksham Yuva, Shasakt Yuva. Fine. Can you tell me when do we celebrate NRI Day? Now apart from it, the first 2+2 ministerial dialogue was recently held in Delhi, and it was held at the foreign and defense ministers level and this covered basically political and defense issues of national interest. Fine. Then also we have seen that World Petroleum Congress was recently held in Houston, which is the largest city of Texas. And yes, do remember that USA has announced a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics that is to be held in China. And the White House has announced that no official delegation would be sent to the games because of concerns about China's human rights record. Okay. And which state was the host of International Film Festival of India 2021? It was Goa. Then also we have seen that Nagpur played host to the first ever National Inter-Religious Conference that was organized by Lokmat Media Group. And the theme for this conference was Global Challenges to Communal Harmony and Role of India. Okay. Question number 4. Which state or union territory is the first to provide the first caste certificate based on the mother's credentials? So Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia handed over the first caste certificate based on the mother's credentials to a single mother, and earlier SC/ST caste certificates were issued only based on the father's caste certificate or paternal side certificate. Hence, this is considered as a landmark move. So, answer would be Delhi. Now, Delhi was also in news because the Delhi Assembly passed an amendment bill to the Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Act of 1971 to recognize the Takht Damdama Sahib as the fifth Takht of Sahibs. Basically, a Takht or a throne is a seat of temporal authority for Sikhs. So there are 5 Sikh Takhts, 3 in Punjab, 1 in Maharashtra and 1 in Bihar. And the amendment also adds 1 more ex officio member in the Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Management Committee house from the earlier 4. Okay. So you can be asked that which state or union territory recognized the Takht Damdama Sahib as the 5th Takht of Sikhs? It is Delhi. Okay. Now Delhi was also in news because it is set to implement the GRAP, which stands for Graded Response Action Plan, to tackle COVID-19, and it is a kind of color-coded action plan with yellow at the lowest and red at the highest level. And under the plan, the level of restrictions in markets, industries, offices and public transport will be determined based on the factors like COVID-19 positivity rate, new cases and occupancy of oxygen beds in the hospitals. Okay. Now apart from it, Jammu Kashmir Real Estate 2021 Summit 2021 was recently held for the very first time, and during the summit 39 MOUs worth 18,900 crore rupees were signed. So 19 of these MOUs were related to the residential sector, 8 were of commercial project, while 4 were related to hospitality. Fine. Can you tell me which country is the 30th country to legalize the same-sex marriage? I think this news is from the month of October. Please try to participate as much as you can in the comment section. Question number 5. As of 2022, how many banks are classified as systematically important banks in India? So the Reserve Bank of India has announced that SBI, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank continue to be identified as domestic systematically important banks. And these banks are too big to fail and they need to maintain an additional common equity Tier 1 capital in addition to the capital conservation buffer. And the update is based on the data collected from banks as of March 31st, 2021. So correct answer would be 3. Now HDFC Bank was also in news because recently it has tied up with India Post Payments Bank to offer its banking services to the unbanked segments in the semi-urban and rural areas. So an MOU was signed between HDFC Bank and India Post Payments Bank to cater to the 4.7 crore customer base of IPPB by providing access to the finance. Okay. Now as we have seen that Equitas Small Finance Bank has been impaneled as the banking partner of State Government of Maharashtra with an aim to offer its services to employees of the state government. Then a penalty of 1.8 crore rupees has been imposed recently on Punjab National Bank by the RBI. Why? Because it was found guilty of contravening the provisions of Banking Regulations Act of 1949 related to the pledges of shares by it. Okay. Not only this, RBI has also penalized the ICICI Bank recently with 30 lakh rupees for deficiencies in regulatory compliances. Okay. Also to remember that RBI has introduced a PCA framework for the large non-banking financial companies with effect from October 2022. Now can you tell me which state has recently topped the index on foundation literacy and numeracy? Please let me know in the comments. Question number 6. Nalabana Bird Sanctuary is located in which state or union territory? So this sanctuary is the core area of the Ramsar designated wetlands of Chilka Lake, which is in Odisha. And Chilka Lake is the largest brackish water lake in India. Okay. So as per the Water Bird Status Survey of 2022 that was conducted in the Chilka, a total of nearly 10 lakh birds were counted, which also included the rare Mongolian gull. So basically this sanctuary is in news because of a survey. So only thing you have to remember is this bird sanctuary is in Odisha in the wetlands of Chilka Lake. Okay. Now Odisha was also in news because the first successful test flight of short range surface to surface Pralay ballistic missile was conducted from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. Also do remember that recently DRDO has successfully conducted the flight test of indigenously developed HEAT Abhyas. What does HEAT stands for? It is high speed expendable aerial target. Okay. Now apart from it, the Punjab cabinet chaired by Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi has approved to set up the State General Category Commission for the unreserved classes, and apart from Punjab, Himachal Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh have set up the State General Category Commission, and this commission will safeguard the interest of unreserved classes and help in effective implementation of several welfare schemes. And also this will work for the welfare of poor who belong to the unreserved class. Okay. Question number 7. Plan B, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which union ministry? So Plan B was first implemented by the Northeast Frontier Railway as a unique method to keep elephants away from the railway tracks, and Union Minister for Railways, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, informed that the railways is set to implement the Plan B throughout the country now, and it uses basically an amplifying system to imitate the buzz of a swarm of honeybees so that elephant can go away from the railway tracks. Okay. Now apart from it, Government of India has approved the revamped distribution sector scheme to improve the efficiencies of DISCOMs by providing the financial assistance, and two PSUs, REC and PFC, have been nominated as the nodal agencies for implementing this particular scheme. So do remember that Assam and Meghalaya have recently been announced as the front runners of RDSS. Okay. Now also we have seen that Union Road Transport and Highways Ministry has released the guidelines regarding to flex fuel vehicle and flex fuel strong hybrid electrical vehicles. And the automobile manufacturers are advised to manufacture the vehicles that comply with BS6 norms within a period of 6 months. Can you tell me which ministry has recently launched the Star Rating Protocol of Garbage Free Cities Toolkit 2022? Again, write your answers in the comments. Question number 8. Which country recently fired a hypersonic missile after its first test in the month of September? So North Korea recently fired a hypersonic missile that successfully hit a target, and the test fire was detected by several militaries in the region and drew criticism from the USA, South Korea and Japan. So North Korea first tested a hypersonic missile in September, and these hypersonic weapons can achieve more than 5 times the speed of sound, or about 6,200 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now last week we have seen that South Korea's first domestically produced space launch vehicle, named as KSLV-2 Nuri rocket, was failed due to a loose helium tank. And all the 3 stages of the rocket worked, taking it to a height of 700 kilometers and 1.5 tons payload separated successfully, but the mission failed as the 3rd stage engine stopped burning 46 seconds earlier than the scheduled time. Okay. Now apart from it, Exercise Dosti is a biennial trilateral maritime exercise between Indian Coast Guard, Maldives and Sri Lanka. So recently its 15th edition was held, in which India was represented by Indian Coast Guard vessels Vajra and Apurva. Also do remember that INS Vishakhapatnam has been formally commissioned into Indian Navy recently in the presence of Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai. So it is a P-15B stealth guided missile destroyer that was designed by Indian Navy's in-house organization, Directorate of Naval Design, and constructed by Mazagon Dockyard Shipbuilders Limited, Mumbai. Okay. You have to tell me Sagar Shakti exercise is related to which organization? Please write your answers in the comments. Question number 9. Electric bike taxi scheme is the initiative of which Indian state or union territory? So the Karnataka electric bike taxi scheme was launched in Karnataka 6 months ago, and it allowed the private players, individuals, firms and aggregators to run electric bike taxis in Bengaluru. So citizens can avail of the service for a maximum distance of 10 kilometers. However, the Transport Department has received only 1 application for a license, and the state has not yet fixed the bike taxi fares. Okay. Now Karnataka is also in news because recently it has signed a memorandum of understanding with Singapore-based LNG Alliance Company for setting up the state's first LNG terminal. So this terminal will be set up in Mangaluru in association with New Mangalore Port Trust with an investment of 2,250 crore rupees. Also we have seen that Karnataka state government has decided to give 1% reservation to the transgenders across all ranks in the police department. And this move by the state will help bring the transgenders into the mainstream and remove the stereotypes against them in the society. Okay. You have to tell me the T-Setu has recently been inaugurated in which state? Now coming to last question, India's first RT-PCR kit to detect the Omicron variant, named as Omissure, is developed by which company? So India has recently approved a new RT-PCR test kit that can detect whether a sample is COVID-19 positive and if the variant is Omicron. And this kit, called as Omissure, has been developed by Tata MD in partnership with ICMR. So at present, the variant requires genome sequencing, which can be done by the specialist large laboratories for multiple days. And it detects the virus with 2 specific targets for the S gene that are Omicron specific. Okay. Now apart from it, mud crab reovirus has been found in the samples collected from ponds and markets in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So this virus is found to be the reason for the mass mortality of wild crab there in Andhra Pradesh, and this is known as the sleeping disease, which has caused mass mortality of wild crabs in all methods of farming since 2019. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that the new COVID variant IHU B16402 has been discovered recently in France, and this new variant is said to have 46 mutations more than Omicron. Also, as per the scientist, this new strain carries E484K mutation, making it vaccine resistant. Okay. Now, do remember that Alka Mittal has recently been appointed as the first female chairperson and MD of ONGC. Okay. Now, let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide, you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.